Good afternoon. I am Patricia Marshall, Provost and Executive Vice President, and it is my privilege to convene today's investiture ceremony, where we will formally install Dr. Donna Hodge as the 12th President of Fitchburg State University. To our faculty, librarians, staff members, invited guests, elected leaders, community members, and our students, it is truly a privilege to welcome you to today's ceremony. Please join me in welcoming our Master of Ceremonies, Professor Laura Garofoli, to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Marshall. I ask that you please remain standing as you are able for the presentation of the colors by the Fitchburg Police Department Color Guard. Thank you. Please remain standing as we are led in the national anthem by Fitchburg State University student Emily Sandberg of the class of 2025, accompanied by Professor Justin Casangino.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. The presidential investiture ceremony is a formal occasion in which we mark a milestone in the history of our university. For more than 130 years, Fitchburg State has been a vital and evolving resource for the students it serves and the community in which it resides. Only 11 people have led this institution through its 13 decades. Today, we make university history by honoring the 12th person and the first woman to hold this essential position. We are joined today by an inspiring array of leaders and community members who have gathered to help us honor this signature occasion. We begin today's celebration with words of welcome from the campus and beyond. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Michael Fiorentino, Jr., Chairman of the Fitchburg State University Board of Trustees, who brings greetings from the board.
Good afternoon and welcome. Thank you, Dr. Garofoli. 1 year ago this week, our Presidential Search Committee welcomed a slate of finalists to campus as we sought to identify the next leader of Fitchburg State University. We were searching for an engaging and dynamic leader who could outline a vision to meet the evolving landscape of higher education while reinvigorating the campus culture in the aftermath of a pandemic that had such fundamental impact on the college experience. We needed a commitment to fiscal transparency and understanding of the critical role Fitchburg State plays in the life of the city and region. Now, 10 months later, into her tenure, it is clear that Dr. Hodge was the right leader for this moment. We are witnessing a movement of renewal and re-engagement where the critical work of public higher education is enhanced and achieved. On behalf of the Fitchburg State Board of Trustees, I offer my heartfelt congratulations to Dr. Donna Hodge as she is formally installed as the 12th president of this great institution, which has played a vital role in the lives of thousands of graduates, including myself, over the last 130 years. Let us move together forward and continue to meet the moment of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Fiorentino. Next, please join me in welcoming Senator John Cronin, who brings greetings from the State Senate.
Thank you, Dr. Garofoli. On behalf of the Massachusetts Senate, it is my privilege to be here today to salute Dr. Donna Hodge on the occasion of her formal investiture as Fitchburg State's 12th president. In these first months of her presidency, Dr. Hodge has already distinguished herself as a visionary yet pragmatic leader for this institution, eager to pursue opportunities to enhance the educational and civic experiences of its students, and ever mindful of the university's role in supporting the surrounding community. In these fraught times, we are reminded of the vital function that education plays in the life of our Commonwealth. Our state universities are key elements of this segment, with graduates who remain here in Massachusetts to become its citizens, teachers, its police officers, its future leaders. Dr. Hodge recognizes and values this work and is committed to moving it forward. I am honored to recognize her efforts and grateful to be a partner in the journey ahead. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Senator Cronin. To present greetings from the House of Representatives, please welcome Representative Michael Kushmarek.
Thank you, Dr. Garofoli. I'm honored to be here this afternoon with greetings from the Massachusetts House of Representatives. As a two-time graduate of this great institution, I'm immensely grateful to share this moment with all of you. Fitchburg State University, the #1 state university, as we all know, sorry, other presidents. This is a special place. For more than a century, it has served as an engine of economic mobility, lifting lives, changing family fortunes, empowering future generations, and acting as a driving force in our city and our region. When I came to Fitchburg State, 20 years ago as a high school dropout running away from a troubled home, only to emerge 4 years later as a college graduate, I thought my story something of an anomaly. But after working with fellow alumni in the ensuing years, it didn't take me long to realize that my experience was much closer to the norm than the exception. This institution doesn't just educate its students, it transforms its lives. Talk to a Fitchburg State student or alumnus, and they'll share, with few exceptions, a story about overcoming enormous adversity to be where they are today. This is an exceptional place, full of exceptional people. And now, we have found a truly exceptional leader. In Donna Hodge, we have the product of a paper mill town just like Fitchburg, albeit 2,000 miles away in East Texas. And in Donna Hodge, we have a president whose lived experiences aligns with the history and the mission of this great institution. She realizes that you need to meet students where they are in their individual journeys, but also meet the field of education and higher education in the moment and the reality that exists in today. Few leaders are better equipped to meet these challenges head-on, and even fewer possess the passion, the courage, and the sheer force of will that is necessary. But she also has the eternal optimism that is required to lead an institution of tomorrow's leaders. I recently asked her what gives her a sense of optimism for the future, and she remarked, "It's our students." Hearing these articulate, young, thoughtful, sometimes sort of angry young people makes me so excited because they're going to have my job soon, and they're going to have your job soon, and that gives me a lot of hope. President Hodge, I have never been more proud to be a Fitchburg State Falcon than I am at this moment, and I look forward to seeing this institution flourish once again under your leadership.
Thank you, Representative Kushmarek. To present greetings from the City of Fitchburg, please welcome Mayor Samantha Squalia.
Thank you, Doctor. On behalf of the City of Fitchburg, it is my distinct honor to join you in celebrating this exciting moment, the formal investiture of President Donna Hodge as Fitchburg State University's 12th president. In just this past year, President Hodge has been a breath of fresh air, heard it from everyone, bringing energy, insight, and a genuine commitment to strengthening the ties between the university and our broader community. This town and gown relationship is a partnership that takes work, care, and a shared vision. And under President Hodge's leadership, our partnership has blossomed, and we have already experienced incredible collaboration, from economic development initiatives to cultural programming that enriches both campus life and city life. Together, we are shaping Fitchburg into a vibrant college town, one where students and graduates don't just pass through, but they stay, invest, and become a part of our collective community. President Hodge, thank you for your spirit of connection and for investing in our shared future, and for being the kind of leader who sees the success of Fitchburg State as deeply tied to the success of Fitchburg itself. Congratulations to you and to the entire Fitchburg State University community on this exciting new chapter. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Squalia. I would now like to welcome Barry Maloney, President of Worcester State University, to offer greetings from the State University Council of Presidents.
Thank you, Dr. Garofoli, and good afternoon, everyone. I bring greetings to you, President Hodge, on behalf of the 9 Massachusetts State Universities Council of Presidents, whose institutions, as you've heard, are engines of economic advancement. not only for the 40,000 students statewide that we educate, but also for our host communities as well. We congratulate you and welcome you to our common cause of providing highly accessible, high-quality public higher education for the Commonwealth's residents. Now, I guess today I am the president of the other Central Massachusetts State University. Thank you, Representative. We have some House amendments that we'd like to talk about a little bit. But anyway, Worcester State, like Fitchburg State, was established as a normal school in the late 1800s to educate teachers for the newly formed public school system. So there's no doubt that President Hodge understands the importance of its public mission. We only have to look at one of her first actions, which was to establish this as FSU's year of service. As presidents of Gateway City University, she and I know that our fortunes are intertwined with that of our cities. President Hodge has the expertise and the vision to ensure that both attain a brighter future. She understands that partnering with our communities is not only the right thing to do, it is the smart thing to do. We provide bachelor's and master's educated workers needed for our state's knowledge-based economy. While earning these degrees, our students provide practicum and clinical hours, student-teacher services, and internships to employers. Our thousands of students and family and friends who visit them and patronize our establishments, and as top employers ourselves, we are anchor institutions for our region. Their economic impact, while students, pales in comparison to the economic impact that they have as graduates. 90% of FSU's students come from the Commonwealth, and like Worcester State, more than 90% will stay and live and work here after graduation. And our studies are showing that the state universities are particularly good at social mobility, helping our students improve their prospects. They come to us from a wide range of backgrounds. Our first generations and their families to attend college, and many of them, with the thanks of the Healy administration, can attend our campuses today for free. From working with President Hodge this year, it's clear to me that she cares about all of our students. At her prior institution, Dr. Hodge oversaw Hispanic-serving institution grants, and she already has Fitchburg State on the path to becoming Hispanic-serving as well. Her personal experience as an adult learner, no doubt, will help FSU continue to attract and retain more non-traditional students of all kinds. It's easy to see why the Board of Trustees selected President Dr. Donna Hodge. Now, I cannot close without congratulating President Hodge for becoming the first female president at Fitchburg State. Having succeeded Worcester State's first and having two daughters of my own, I recognize how important that is. President Hodge, the women who attend our universities may be able to view the stars through a glass ceiling, but they can't reach them until that shatters. I wish you a shatteringly good year, President Hodge, and offer you my best wishes and pledge of support for your entire tenure. On behalf of all 8 of your State University president colleagues, we look forward to collaborating with you in the years ahead. Again, congratulations.
Thank you, President Maloney. Please join me in welcoming James Vanderhoeven, President of Mount Wachusett Community College, who also brings greetings.
Thank you, Dr. Garofoli. Greetings and congratulations, President Hodge, on this most joyous and celebratory of days. I am honored to bring the very best wishes on behalf of the students, faculty, staff, and Board of Trustees of Mount Wachusett Community College, which, Representative Kushmarek, is the #1 community college in Fitchburg State University and the Mount have shared a long history of successful partnerships, meeting the needs of our students, our communities, and our regional businesses and industries. North Central Massachusetts is a proud region with a history of supporting one another through all of life's challenges. One only needs to see the partnership that we have already finalized since your arrival to provide an opportunity for housing for MWCC students to be able to strengthen the relationship between the Mount and Fitchburg State University as a first sign of many successes to come. I look forward to continuing our relationship built on strong, mission-driven goals and opportunities. Congratulations on behalf of the 15 community colleges and Mount Wachusett Community College. Thank you.
Thank you, President Vanderhoeven. We are joined now by members of the university's faculty and staff unions who bring collective greetings to Dr. Hodge. Please welcome Ms. Linda LeBlanc, MSCA Chapter President, Ms. Angela Marini, AFSCME Unit 1 Steward, and Ms. Rebecca Shersnow, APA Chapter President.
Thank you, Dr. Garofoli. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and librarians of Fitchburg State University, we stand strong in our support of our 12th president, Dr. Donna Hodge. We particularly want to recognize her as our first, but not our last, female president, and proudly welcome her as she is formally invested. This occasion marks not only the continuation of a distinguished career in leadership, but also the beginning of a new chapter for our university, one defined by inclusivity, opportunity, and growth. Fitchburg State has always been a community built on the values of collaboration, equity, and shared purpose. Our unions have always advocated these values, ensuring that our work strengthens the institution we serve. We believe that through Dr. Hodge's leadership, these values will be continued forth.
Dr. Hodge has already brought renewed energy and an aspirational vision for the future of our institution. She has engaged meaningfully with students, faculty, staff, and librarians, listening to our concerns and taking tangible steps to strengthen our community. At a time when unity and progress are essential, we recognize and appreciate Dr. Hodge's dedication to building a campus culture rooted in respect, inclusion, and shared purpose.
As union leaders, we are committed to advocating for the rights and well-being of our members, and we believe that Dr. Hodge shares this commitment alongside us. We look forward to working with her to ensure that Fitchburg State remains a place where all voices are heard, all contributions are valued, and all individuals may thrive. Congratulations, President Hodge. We look forward to working with you and continuing to grow the future of Fitchburg State University as the #1 university.
Thank you all. It is my great pleasure now to invite Oliver Cookson from the class of 2025 to bring words of greeting from the student body.
Thank you, Dr. Garofoli. Good afternoon, members of the board, honored guests, students, faculty, staff, Mr. Hodge, and President Hodge. It is my honor to offer the official welcome from the student body. Throughout our lives, we have all encountered leaders, and unanimously, individual leaders take on different styles. President Hodge leads from the front. The connectivity, joy, and positive energy she radiates are contagious. This energy is the sun to the seed in the Fitchburg State University's emblem. This energy motivates students to fight for self-success and the image of the university. Her connection with the hockey team specifically propelled us to believe in a destiny that became inevitable. For those who have been touched by her hospitality, charm, inspiration, and a hint of champagne, be grateful because you have been a part of Fitchburg's resurgence, one that is happening not only here at the university, but in the surrounding city. A reflection of her character, on a cold Wednesday night, President Hodge was watching a women's lacrosse game. I was also there, and aligned with her nature, she invited my friends and I into the president's press box. I asked her, "How do you have time to go to all these events?" She responded, "This is the fun part." I wondered how this could be. I wondered how this could be considered enjoyable, given respectively, I talked to Coach Terrio beforehand, our team's performance that night. But it then dawned on me, she's not here to witness the outcome, but solely to bring her support and presence. As a four-year athlete myself, you notice who comes to your games. And having the president of the university support your team on a night when few want to, that is grit. And in President Hodge's words, fun. As Mark Twain once said, "Find a job you enjoy doing and you'll never work a day in your life." I pray you have found that job, because it not only allows you to be at your best, but serves as a pillar of motivation and source of perseverantia for every student. For every student at this university to live an inspiring life and find a meaningful and enjoyable profession. Thank you for your impact on the lives of students throughout this year. Thank you for the unwavering support you showed our hockey team this year. And lastly, I'm incredibly grateful to call you a friend and see you soar. Thank you.
I ask that you join me in welcoming University Trustee Eric Gregoire from the class of 2011, who will offer greetings from the alumni.
Thank you, Dr. Garofoli. Good afternoon. I'm proud to represent the over 48,000 proud alumni from across the Commonwealth, country, and globe, and on their behalf bring congratulations and a formal welcome to Dr. Hodge on the occasion of her historic inauguration as Fitchburg State's 12th president. I was privileged to be among the first members of the Fitchburg State community to meet Dr. Hodge. From that very first meeting, I recognized that she was an intentional, strategic leader with a kind and welcoming demeanor, a leader whose academic and administrative experiences have well prepared her to both meet the rising challenges facing public higher education, but bring renewed vision at Fitchburg State to the work of transforming the lives of our diverse student body. Dr. Hodge's leadership and vision are clearly informed by her own perseverance and lived experiences, a keen understanding of what it's like to be in the shoes of a first-generation college student, and the importance of building a strong university community for the greater good of all. She brings a refreshing outlook to our challenges, recognizing them as opportunities to innovate and strengthen fundamental parts of a Fitchburg State education for all students. While Dr. Hodge might not be a graduate of Fitchburg State, her spirit personifies what it means to be a Fitchburg State Falcon and the enormous pride that all alumni feel about this great university. Like all alumni and every member of the university community, we have experienced challenges, struggled to find our footing at times, and pushed past barriers to pursue and achieve our dreams. Fitchburg State is the common venue where all of our stories intersect. Perseverance is forged in the halls of Thompson, Edgerly, Conlin, where students dream big, faculty and staff bolster those ambitions in a way that catapults our alumni to new heights, forging bonds to this place which last a lifetime. Our community is united in the pursuit of knowledge and opportunity that a college education provides to all students, regardless of background. Fitchburg State alumni are always clear-eyed about how special this university is, because every one of us have felt the powerful impact it's had on our lives. To Dr. Hodge, congratulations once again on your achievement, and know that alumni are always ready to support your work to shine a bright light on the endless possibility that a Fitchburg State education can provide. We are all Falcons, and we will soar to new heights together.
Thank you, Eric. Honored guests, it is my great privilege now to welcome Dr. Demisty Bellinger-Delfeld, Professor of English Studies, to read her original poem, Come With Me, written in honor of President Hodge's investiture.
There's a stool here. I'm not sure if I should stand on it or not. I'm going to stand on it. Join me to visit this once hallowed hall, erected on lands established by the Nipmuc, the Pennacook, and the Wabanaki Confederacy. Walk with me over fertile earth, swathed by sandy soil and grasses, rife with prancing rafters of wild turkeys and saxifrage rooting in obstinate stones, their delicate petals solidifying beauty in their persistence. Come with me. Let's enter this hallowed hall made whole in another way. Learned leaders line the walls, each ruddy, serious face, besuited men connoting stoicism. Aren't they commanding? But imagine with me the portraits shifting, like our great country from its inception, austere leaders sharing the same genders and the same tone. The room housing these portraits make a single note. It rings still, a continual that resonates, a tradition imploring change. Imagine with me a future portrait, soft yet bold colors, depicting a woman's visage, warm, yet as the men before her, learned, philosopher of education, steward of knowledge, with an eye toward our futures. And see with me now her dedication to service. See that we will our community's needs with deference, with humility and dignity for all. At this moment, and progressing forward, she will blaze the trail before us, lighting the way for us, including all of us, inviting us into imagining a future ripe with possibility. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Bellinger-Delfeld. We will continue this joyous celebration with another original piece that highlights the talents of our faculty and alumni. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Jane Fisk and 2019 alumna Cindy Liu for a performance of Dr. Justin Casingino's original composition commissioned for this ceremony, Grounding Upward. Thank you, Dr. Casangino, Dr. Fisk, and Ms. Liu. While members of our campus community have come to know Dr. Hodge well in her first 10 months on campus, our next speaker will bring insights from one who has known her much longer. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Kevin Van Winkle, Associate Professor of English and Rhetoric at Colorado State Pueblo, to tell us more of his experience of Dr. Donna Hodge.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to begin by acknowledging what an incredible honor it is to be here today, to witness this historic moment, and to share with you just how much I admire and respect Dr. Donna Hodge. Today marks more than just a ceremonial milestone. It is the investiture of the university's 12th president, and notably the first woman to serve in this role at Fitchburg State University. That achievement is deeply meaningful, not only as a sign of progress, but as a reflection of a community that recognized and embraced the right leader at the right moment for the right institution. I met Donna about 18 years ago when she joined my university as an assistant professor of English and Rhetoric. I was a graduate student and teaching assistant, and to say we hit it off would be the understatement of all understatements. She came in with the same energy and style that I know she's brought here to Fitchburg, with big, bold ideas, the strategies to implement them, and the talent to turn them into reality. Like many of you, I'm sure, I knew right away that I wanted to be part of whatever Donna was doing. Since that time, Donna has been many things to me: a teacher, a mentor, a boss, a colleague, and even a travel companion. When she dreamed up the idea for us to create and lead a study abroad program for students, together we spent several summers guiding students, many of whom had just taken their first flight, through Europe, where we turned cathedrals, museums, and even city streets into classrooms. Most importantly, though, Donna has been a friend. And in every one of these roles, Donna brought the same qualities that I know will define her presidency here at Fitchburg State University: generosity, vision, humor, integrity, and a deep, unshakable belief in the transformative power of education. Over almost 2 decades, I've watched her in classrooms where she guided students through the curriculum, instilling in them an intellectual curiosity and a deeper understanding of the world and their place in it. I've seen her in meetings where she somehow manages to be both the sharpest and the kindest, and let's face it, the most charming voice in the room. And I've seen her in moments of decision-making and goal-setting, where her clarity, courage, and deep sense of purpose mark her as the kind of leader organizations are fortunate to have. Personally, I've always been a reluctant leader. My thinking has always been, if I'm the best person for the job, then I'll do it. But if there's someone better, I will gladly follow. With Donna, I never had to make that choice. She was always the best person for the job, and I was always glad to follow. By the way, this is literally what we did on those study abroad trips. Donna boldly leading the way, followed by 30 or so students, and me corralling at the rear, collecting the photo takers and stragglers. I invoke this image because she led those trips like she leads everything, with focus, compassion, and the ability to make those around her feel seen and valued. Donna has an extraordinary gift for seeing potential where others see limits, and for lifting people up into their best selves. I've watched her do this time and again with students who doubted their own potential, with faculty navigating exhaustion and uncertainty, and with communities facing pivotal moments searching for purpose and direction. I've seen this too many times to count, but I've also experienced it firsthand myself several times over the years. I'd like to share a quick story. After I was accepted into my PhD program, I was chatting with my program director, and she said something that until that moment I did not know, but that afterward I would never forget. She said to me, "You know, we were on the fence about you." That's not exactly what you want to hear, but okay, I was already in the program. There wasn't much they could do now. I've graduated since. There's nothing they could do now, especially now. But nevertheless, the program director went on to say, "But Donna Hodge gave me a call the night before. We needed to make the decision, and she settled it for me." I was shocked. I was well into the program by this time, and I had no idea that Donna had done this, that she had made this call. The program director went on to say, "I don't know that I've ever had someone believe in me the way Donna believes in you. How could we have said no?" That's my story, but that's also a story about Donna, someone who believes in you before you believe in yourself. Someone who has your back loudly, clearly, and without hesitation. Someone who makes the call for you. And now this will be your story too. Donna will be your teacher and your mentor and your colleague, and if you're lucky, your friend. Just not her best friend, because that's me. But that's okay, because she's also going to be something else for you, something that I've never had the privilege of. She will be your president. For this, I'm envious, and I think you are fortunate. You've chosen someone who will not simply serve in this role as president, you've chosen someone who will transform it. Someone who leads with both intellect and heart, someone who listens deeply, speaks thoughtfully, and acts decisively. Someone who understands that the real strength of a university lies not in the buildings or budgets, but in its people, in its students, in its faculty, in its staff, and its community. Finally, I want to end with this. The investiture of a new president is a celebration of a person, but it's also the beginning of a shared possibility, a commitment to a future that is better for everyone. And I have no doubt that this university will be guided into that future with the same grace and boldness that had defined her leadership all along. And I fully believe this campus, that this community will grow stronger and more inclusive and more inspired in the years ahead under her leadership. President Hodge, Donna, I'm so proud of you, and I'm so fortunate to know you. And I am so excited to see all that you're going to accomplish here at Fitchburg State University. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Van Winkle. Y'all have everybody crying. Our university's milestone is being celebrated far and wide today. We are honored to be joined by Dr. Patrick Tutwiler, Secretary of Education for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, who brings greetings.
All right. Good afternoon. Thank you, Dr. Garofoli, and thank you for that response. Usually I have to invite it more formally, but you all are warmed up. You're ready to go. I would like to, everyone has a beautiful program. If I could draw your attention to the page where it says my name, and more importantly, the heading right above it. It says brief remarks. Nowhere else in the program does it say that. So that's a message to me and you, LG. Got it? All right. In all seriousness, it is an honor to be here to formally welcome and congratulate President Donna Hodge on becoming Fitchburg State's 12th president and first woman to hold the position in its 130-year history. Yes, let's do that. But if you keep doing it, it won't be brief. Two things quickly became apparent to me when I first spoke to President Hodge about a year ago. She holds a pronounced set of core values that include equity, excellence, and access. And she has a deep commitment to meeting the needs of all of her students. Now more than ever, we need that kind of leadership in our institutions of higher education. As I stand before you here this afternoon, I can say unequivocally, Dr. Hodge is the right person for this job. On a personal level, we share something in common. We both spent time in Texas. I spent some of my formative years there in Austin with my mother and brother, and a few hundred miles north, President Hodge received a doctorate in rhetoric from Texas Women's University and a master's degree in women's study from the same institution. Also a master's degree in English and history from Texas A&M in Texarkana. All of that by itself is extremely impressive. an amazing accomplishment. But what she was able to overcome to get here is equally impressive. President Hodge is a first-generation college graduate and experienced what I would call a non-linear trajectory in her higher education. She left school before finishing her degree, got a job, came back some years later to complete her undergraduate work. A lot of students and graduates today can relate to that story because life is full of unpredictable twists, turns, and challenges. Her hard work, dedication, and persistence led to a doctorate, 2 master's degrees, and a lifelong career in improving and, in fact, changing lives through higher education. No surprise, President Hodge says her personal experience informs how she approaches her work. She wants to create new pathways and supports for non-traditional students, whether they work full-time or a single parent, served in the military, or simply got a late start. She knows the importance of supporting an increasingly diverse student body, improving recruitment and retention, and strengthening connections with local school districts. There is a phrase that I picked up many years ago from a mentor in the early stages of my career, and it goes like this. As a leader in education, I must love the student, the teacher, and the craft of teaching, none more than the other, but in that order. That continues to be my anchor, and getting to know President Hodge over the last year, I can say confidently that she embodies the same philosophy. I am very much looking forward to continuing to partner with her on these efforts. Of course, making Massachusetts the best place to go to school and to live, but importantly, creating the conditions for the students in our charge to realize their dreams. Congratulations, Dr. Hodge.
Thank you, Secretary Tutwiler. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my great privilege to welcome the Lieutenant Governor for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the Honorable Kim Driscoll, who will offer remarks and then administer the oath of office to President Hodge.
I feel like we've laughed, we've cried, we spent an afternoon together. So if you need a 7th inning stretch, now's the time. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share some brief remarks with you. I'm between swearing in this amazing new president to making it official, so I am going to be brief and really want to thank all of you for being here to celebrate this very momentous day. The staff and faculty at Fitchburg State University, the people who make this place go, who care about our kids, who ensure they get through, who have that tenacity and stick-to-itiveness, thank you. To our students, thanks for putting in the hard work, showing up every day, ready to learn, ready to lead. To our Division III National Championship hockey team. Thanks for being a source of pride. Don't beat Salem State too badly, please, next year. To all of our elected officials who are here, this is my second tour of Fitchburg this week, and you can feel something different, not just on campus, but in the entire community. So Sam, John, Michael, thank you for all you're doing to really help ensure a gateway city like Fitchburg has what it needs to be successful. And part of that is having a great university. And you're building such a strong team here with an aligned vision. And that's how you get things done to really make a difference. That's when the magic happens. So congratulations not only for what you're doing, but for being here to show your support for your university. You know, prior to this role in serving as Lieutenant Governor, I was the mayor in Salem. We have the second best state university, I guess. I'm being kind today. And it really does make a difference, having a place that brings young people together, the amazing acumen and opportunities that the staff offers to enhance your community, the willingness of partnership to really take hold, and now to have such a strong leader here at Fitchburg State, 130 years as a university making a difference in this community. Starting out as a normal school, educating teachers like so many of our other state U's. Specifically, they were for women looking to teach. So it's pretty historic that a school that focused on women and started on the education of women as a basic principle, now has your first female leader, joining the club, so to speak. You're in great company of the official club of women who did it first. That club includes Governor Healy as the first woman elected governor of Massachusetts. Together, she and I are the first all-female team to lead the corner office. Yeah. Somebody had to be first. We're glad it was us. Our Attorney General, Andrea Campbell, is the first black woman to be the Massachusetts Attorney General. And today, Dr. Hodge, you are another member of the Women Breaking Barriers Club in Massachusetts. That's really important, especially now, given the leadership that we know is required to be at the forefront of public higher education. We are so grateful that you're willing to really dig in. It's already been demonstrated, the value you've added to this campus. You hear it in the voices of those who spoke before me. You can feel it in the energy in this room. And we're so grateful that you're here, willing to lead this amazing institution. Because our public universities do matter. Our public higher ed institutions are the ones that are making the difference in our communities. They are the ones that allow so many of our students, particularly our first generation students, to realize their dreams, to make a difference in our Commonwealth, to lead a strong regional economy, the people we rely on most in our lives, nurses, teachers, entrepreneurs, business owners, lieutenant governors, were educated at our public higher ed institutions. And as has been noted, we don't just go to school here, we stay here. We make a meaningful difference in the region, in the Commonwealth, and without our public universities, we wouldn't be able to educate our kids in public schools, we wouldn't be able to have the world-class quality healthcare that we do, we wouldn't have a vibrant business community. This is the scaffolding that allows Massachusetts to really be successful, and you are leading one of the institutions that are doing that. And our public higher ed institutions do that by being inclusive and equitable. They have democratic access to the greatest equalizer I know, and that is education, to allow for economic mobility, the knowledge to be able to take advantage of our innovation economy, and to ensure that we're thinking about what it means to be civically empowered. That's why Governor Healy and I are committed to ensuring that our public higher ed institutions have what they need and that our students have what they need to be able to achieve success. As was noted, we've expanded state financial aid so that students who want to go here and our other amazing state universities have the opportunity to do so and don't come out saddled with hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. You know, I'm a graduate of Salem State University, and when I went there, you could hustle all summer and pay for your tuition and fees. You could be a painter, a basketball coach, a bad waitress, which I was, and still make enough money to pay for most of your tuition and fees. Those days are long gone. So we see an opportunity for the state to really step in, using resources to help ensure that students can have that same opportunity for access. We've also want to make sure that you're in buildings that are modern and fully relate to the amazing quality of education that you're getting. And when it comes to the academic treatments, that's why we've just proposed something called the Bright Act to invest over $2 billion in our public university campuses, because we've got to modernize these buildings. Most of these buildings were built in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. We never keep up with maintenance. We want to future-proof these places. 2/3 of the state's carbon footprint, our own state buildings, comes from our college campuses. Let's make them more efficient. Let's make sure we've got the state-of-the-art labs that can transform the work that's going on here, ensuring that our students and our staff are able to measure up to the work and the quality that they're offering our kids. I say that to you because these are your dollars. This is your university. The access to it, the ability to have buildings you can be proud of is an investment worth making, and ones that will serve us well for years to come, so that we can have more students become leaders like Dr. Hodge. We are truly honored to be here today to celebrate a bright future for Fitchburg State, for the students that will be here, the faculty that will teach here, those that will help carve a path forward for our Commonwealth, the doors they will be able to open, and most importantly, the doors they will open for others. We're grateful that your passion and vision will lead this campus into the future, and we know that you will keep equity, excellence, the opportunity to build strong and vibrant communities in mind as you continue to lead. I want to wish you and your family the best as you formally launch your presidency. Fitchburg State University, it is now my honor to administer the oath of office to your new president. No turning back now. Dr. Hodge, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I,
Donna Hodge.
you can repeat after me.
I, Donna Hodge.
Got it. Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts
and will support the Constitution thereof,
and will support the Constitution thereof,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I
I, Donna Hodge,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
all
the duties incumbent upon me
all the duties incumbent upon me
as president of Fitchburg State University,
as president of Fitchburg State University,
according to the best of my abilities
according to the best of my abilities
and according to the rules and regulations
and according to the rules and regulations
of the Constitution
of the Constitution
and the laws of this Commonwealth,
and the laws of this Commonwealth,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I
I, Donna Hodge,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor Driscoll. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to again welcome Dr. Michael Fiorentino, Jr., Chairman of the University Board of Trustees, accompanied by President Emeritus Robert V. Antonucci, to present the Presidential Medallion.
Thank you, Dr. Garofoli. And I want to thank my assistant. As you all probably know, I was his assistant. But how things change over time. President Donna Hodge, on behalf of the Board of Trustees of Fitchburg State University, it is my distinct honor and privilege to present you with the Presidential Medallion. This medallion, a symbol of the authority and responsibility vested in the office of the President, represents the trust and confidence we, the Board, place in your leadership. It signifies the continuity of a proud tradition, a linkage of dedicated individuals who have guided this institution through times of both challenge and triumph. As you wear this medallion, remember that it is not merely a personal adornment, but it represents the hopes and aspirations of the entire university community. It embodies the legacy of those who have shaped Fitchburg State University into an esteemed institution that it is today, and the promise of a bright future we envision under your leadership. Your distinguished career, your unwavering commitment to academic excellence, and your proven ability to inspire and lead have convinced us that you are the ideal person to steer Fitchburg State University towards its new chapter. We have been deeply impressed by your vision for the future, your dedication to fostering an inclusive and vibrant campus community, and your commitment to ensuring the success of all students. The medallion signifies our collective belief that you will uphold the values of Fitchburg State University, champion its mission, and lead us with wisdom, integrity, and unwavering dedication. We trust you will be the stewardship of this great institution, confident that you will guide us towards a future of greater achievement and impact. President Hodge, we offer you our full support and collaboration as you embark on this important journey. May this medallion serve as a constant reminder of the trust placed in you, and may your tenure be marked by innovation, progress, and the enduring success of Fitchburg State University. With great respect and admiration, we present this medallion to you as president.
Good afternoon. This is not just a milestone. It is a moment of truth for me, for Fitchburg State, for what public higher education must become in a world that needs it now more than ever. To you, Chairman Fiorentino, my friend Bob, and to the members of the Board of Trustees, Deb Phillips, in the room today, thank you for entrusting me with this mission and with the privilege of serving a university I now have the privilege of calling home. To our students, faculty, librarians, and staff, thank you. Thank you for your belief in this place, your belief in one another, and over this past year, your belief in me. You've shown me what it means to belong here, what it means to lead here, and what it means to fight every day for something bigger than myself. To my family, my mother, who is watching from home, who taught me to be both kind and tough, to my late father, whose voice I still hear when I need courage, to my brothers, Mac and Tommy, their wives, Cindy and Julie, my sisters, who have shown up for every single chapter of this life. Thank you. To Catherine, Chloe, Lily, and Jack, my nieces, my nephew, my heart's reminder of the future that we are building. I am so proud you were here. And to Dustin, my partner in all things, your love, your clarity, your sense of humor, and your belief in this work and the fun, it matches my own. I never stand alone because of you. To our friends who've traveled from across the country to celebrate with us, thank you for being here. You've been part of our story, and today you officially become part of Fitchburg State's story. And to the many, many new friends that we've made in Fitchburg, you welcomed us with generous, open spirits. You made 2 Texans feel like they were home before we ever really knew we were officially on our way. Today isn't just ceremonial, it's personal. It's also very public, because as Professor Van Winkle said, this isn't just about a new president. It's about a future that we are building together and the legacy that we now carry forward. I grew up in a small town, a paper mill town, home of the Red River Army Ammunition Depot, a place not unlike Fitchburg, a place where work started early and the days were long and where no one had much room to pretend that they were much better than anyone else, a place where people leaned into one another when things got hard because they had to and because things often got hard. My childhood was shaped by strong humans who got things done even when they were tired, maybe especially when they were tired. I was lucky to have parents who loved each other and all of us who stuck together, even if we did it pretty loudly from time to time. They taught me that nothing would be handed to me, but that if I showed up and I worked really hard, someone might give me a shot. We talked about college a lot in our house, unusual perhaps because neither of my parents had ever gone. But we talked about college a little bit like it was magic. We talked about the work that we would do someday later, after college, after that mythical degree. Always one of 3 jobs that seemed substantial: doctor, lawyer, teacher. But college wasn't something that you planned for, mapped out, or even had any idea how in the world you would afford it. It was a distant possibility, a dream that flickered in and out of reach. There were no conversations in our house about how we would actually apply, what it would actually take to physically get us to college, or the classes that we might really study. Because at its heart, what I know now is that college just didn't seem real. What I mean was that in our house, we believed in education, in learning, but college wasn't inevitable. It wasn't even particularly a strategy. What it was a hope. A whisper, maybe, of something more, an expectation discussed in only the vaguest of ways. And somehow, even that was enough to pull me forward. I got through that first door to college, but not on the first try. I dropped out. Life happened, loss happened, and I took a very long way back. Both of my younger brothers finished their first degrees and started their very big lives before I even knew what I wanted to be when I grew up. And when I finally returned to college, I was different. College was different. And by then, I wasn't really looking for a degree anymore. And I knew that work looked a lot different than doctor, lawyer, teacher. By then, I was looking for meaning, for mission, for the chance to turn all of my lived experience into something that could help someone else, into something that, if I was lucky, could help me. That same mission, the transformative power of public higher education, that's what brought me to Fitchburg State. I may not have grown up in New England, but I belong here now. And I believe with everything in me that this university is where I am meant to be and where we are meant to do something remarkable. We gather today not just to mark an investiture, but to honor an institution 130 years in the making. When Fitchburg State was founded in 1894, the world looked very different. Women couldn't vote. People of color were excluded from education by law and by custom. Equity was an aspiration, not at all a reality. And yet, even then, this university, by its earliest name, chose to train teachers, to open doors, to serve the Commonwealth by preparing people to serve others. Since then, we've lived through 2 world wars, a depression, recessions, revolutions in knowledge and culture and technology, and a global pandemic that tested every part of who we are. We've marched through movements for civil rights, we've fought for inclusion, we've redefined what it means to teach, to learn, to live, and through it all, Fitchburg State still stands. Because for 130 years, we haven't just prepared students for degrees. We haven't just trained them for jobs or careers. We've prepared them to live, for citizenship, for service. We have prepared people to be community builders, to be friends, to be mentors, to be neighbors, to be engaged humans who show up, who adapt, and who know that life is never about just one thing. It is whatever we choose to make of it. We stand for students who need just one chance, for working parents, veterans, artists, entrepreneurs, and late bloomers. We stand for those who were told they didn't belong and those who dared to believe they might anyway. And we will continue to stand because we know who we're here for. We are here for the student in the room today, afraid to raise their hand but burning with curiosity. We are here for the adult learner walking onto campus with a backpack and a whole life's worth of experience. We are here for the dreamers, the question askers, the returners, the first in their family, and those whose name we don't know yet. We are here for them because someone was once here for us. But let us also be clear-eyed about the moment we are in. Higher education is under siege, financially, politically, culturally. Public trust is waning, costs are rising. Institutions like ours are being asked to do more with less to serve students who need more than ever before. And still, Fitchburg State stands. Not because we are untouched by these challenges, but because we are rooted in something deeper: mission, access, equity, and the unshakable belief that education, when done right, is not a luxury, it is a right. So what does the next chapter demand of us? It demands that we do more than just restructure. It demands that we reimagine. In a world moving faster than higher education was ever built to move, we can no longer afford the comfort of slow consensus. The most successful institutions, especially public ones, will be those that embrace a culture of experimentation. That means piloting, testing, learning, and adjusting, and doing it all quickly. That means asking students not just what they need, but how they experience what it is we provide. And at Fitchburg State, that starts now, with how we recruit, with how we advise, with how we teach, with how we cheer, with how we listen. We will not be satisfied with this is how it's always been if how it's always been is not working for the students that we have today or the students that we hope to teach tomorrow. Because tradition must never be an excuse for irrelevance. We will build coalitions of the willing across departments, across silos, and across our city. We will engage students, faculty, librarians, staff, and community members, not just in consultation, but in co-creation. And we will do it with urgency. We will grow, not just in numbers, but in impact. We will improve retention and graduation rates, not for the sake of metrics, but because every single graduate represents a changed life. We will prepare now to launch new academic programs that reflect the world our students are entering, programs that thrive on creative enterprise, expressive arts, interdisciplinary innovations. We will expand direct admissions, early outreach, and partnerships with our public schools. We will lead regional revitalization with projects like the Theater Block and the Idea Lab as symbols of what can happen when a university invests, not just in people, but in our city. And we will do all of this with equity, not as a goal, but as a principle. Because access without support is not justice. Inclusion without investment is not transformation. And representation without systemic change is not enough. We must build systems worthy of the students we serve. Because Fitchburg State still stands. Because we choose to lead. Because we choose to adapt. Because we choose to stand. But let us not ignore the national narrative, one that seeks to politicize and delegitimize higher education itself. This is not just noise. This is a moment of reckoning. We are facing efforts every single day to restrict what may be taught in our classrooms, to dismantle inclusive excellence and initiatives, to frame higher education as elitist, out of touch, and unnecessary. But we know the truth. We know that what happens in our classrooms, our studios, our labs, our hockey arenas, and our offices, that is nothing short of transformative. And yes, the world is incredibly complicated, but that is exactly why we are here. Not to retreat from hard conversations, but to equip the next generation to lead them with empathy and with conviction. Fitchburg State is more than a university. It is a mission, a movement. It is our home. And for me, home isn't just where you come from, it's where you were called to serve, where you were known, where you were challenged to give your best and then to give just a little bit more. This campus has believed in me, and I tell you now, I will do everything in my power to lead us forward together. So to my nieces and my nephew, to the Fitchburg State students, current and future, in this room today, this moment is for you, because I want you to grow up in a world where higher education thrives, where your dreams are met with open doors, where leaders are judged by titles, not by titles or by elections, but for how fiercely they fight for others. Let this day be a reminder, the work we do here, the mission we carry, it's not just about the students we serve today. It's about the generations that will follow. The next 130 years begins now. Let us meet this moment with vision and grit. Let us lead not with fear, but with fierce hope. Let us stand together because we are Fitchburg State. We have stood for 130 years. We still stand, and together we always will. Onward, Falcons.
Thank you, President Hodge. It is my pleasure now to welcome my colleague, Dr. David Weiss, Professor of Criminal Justice and Senior Presidential Fellow, to offer some closing remarks. Dr. Weiss?
Thank you, Dr. Garofoli, and thank you, President Hodge, for your inspiring and visionary address. A mere 10 months ago, Dr. Hodge took firm control of the helm of Fitchburg State as its 12th president. In this short period of time, President Hodge elevated our exceptional provost, Dr. Patricia Marshall, to the top position of executive vice president. She has been supportive of the replacement of tenure-track faculty hires, and she has championed Fitchburg State becoming an Hispanic-serving institution. President Hodge further quickly identified limitations in the university's leadership structure and took action, including, among other actions, appointing the university's first ever general counsel. On September 4th, at her State of the University address, President Hodge declared her first year here at Fitchburg State to be the year of service and then leaned into it with gusto. She prioritized the renovation and the reopening of Hurley Hall for our students and focused like a laser beam on student retention and recruitment, knowing that without students coming into Fitchburg State and staying at Fitchburg State, there simply is no Fitchburg State. Further, transparency isn't a word used to make administrators feel better about themselves or to keep people at bay. Take a look at the new budget process and the way the Board of Trustees now conducts their meetings. Online for all to see, and in a large room for anyone to come in, grab a beverage, a snack, and sit down and listen for as long as they'd like to stay. President Hodge has engaged in community outreach as well, to governmental officials and our first responders, to business owners, community leaders and nonprofit organizations, and the list goes on. And the students know her and love her. She shows up in the classrooms, at sporting events, at endless events of their clubs and organizations. And then she posts everything on every form of social media you can possibly imagine. I'm telling you, the lady does not sleep. All that in 10 months. I could hardly wait to see where President Hodge takes us in the next 10 years. Fitchburg State is a bright, shining gem of a university offering up a quality liberal arts education at an affordable cost. The eyes of the region, and indeed the state and beyond, are upon us once again. We must boldly proclaim that we are the #1 state university. Why? Because President Hodge says so, that's why. Welcome to the Hodge era, and long may it last. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Weiss. To conclude today's ceremony, I would ask that you stand as you are able to join the Falcon Piano Quartet in the singing of our alma mater. You will find the lyrics on the back cover of your program. This concludes the investiture ceremony. Please remain at your seats until the platform party has recessed, and then you are invited to join us for a reception in the Lascotti Pavilion in the Antonucci Science Center. Thank you, and go Falcons!